Okay. There's this. All cops are bastards from last month. Oh, we could watch that as well. That's a good one too. But I do want to do the. Should we do this right now? We should do the all cops are bastards one. Are all cops are bastards? Police versus criminals. This is a Jubilee video. Do you know what Jubilee is?
Yes.
Like you've seen their videos online before?
Yeah, totally.
Okay, good. Well, all right. The donation link is live. I don't even know how the fuck you guys got to it already, but there it is. The Justice Fund, donate.tiltify.com/@Hasanabi/justice fund. Okay. What is the goal, right? What do you mean? What does it say? Oh yeah, 100. Yeah, we'll update it. The command is !donate. Okay, we can change the title as well. Oh shit, this is gonna be weird like this. It's gonna cover up a lot of the video. Okay, we'll make this a little bit smaller, I think. Like that should be fine. Okay. All right, we're here. We're live. We're ready. We're going.
Let's go.
It's already at $1,000. Let's see how fast we can get me to shave your fucking head.
No.
I want to see that.
Oh my God, they're already at 3.
Oh yeah, this is gonna. You're fucked. Oh. I was actually being kind of ruthless when I said 50K is a good goal. Well, partially because I don't know, because like we do this often, and I think like last time for Ukraine we raised like, what was it, chat? What was it, like 200K in like 19 minutes or something? What was it? 100K in 19 minutes? I think it was 200K for Ukraine in 19 minutes.
Jesus Christ.
But that was in the middle of the invasion, so like that was yeah,
puppy.
an imminently. Yeah, we raised a couple million for Turkey.
I saw.
That was over the course of a week, though. Yeah. But remember, Chad didn't like abortion rights. Yeah, I mean, it's just like a little bit slower sometimes. It is what it is. Okay.
All right, let's do this.
Okay. Guy's already barking. Oh god, that bully chew smells so bad. All right, let's get started. We're gonna get started. I am joined by. Okay. Oh god. I am joined by. Wait, does it Tiltify have dono leaderboards? I don't know. They might. I'll ask them. Also, if in participating, make a donation with a new cool feature where anyone donating over 500 can make it a timed matching challenge. So donations would in essence be doubled at a time. If multiple people did matching, they could stack 3x, 4x. Oh shit. Okay, I might try the donation matching in a little bit. So, all right, this is like we're starting as though it's like a YouTube video or something like that. But hey, all right, folks, I am joined by Alex Peter, a public defender in New York, also known as loloverruled on TikTok. He's a TikTok heartthrob, and we are raising funds today for Release Aging People from Prison campaign. They are not going to be substituting the aging people in prison with juveniles, even though Alex originally lied to me and said that was also part of the promise.
Yeah.
But I was lied to, which is fine. But since he's here and he's a public defender and he's are you ACAB? Would you say you're ACAB?
I would say that is correct.
He's ACAB. He's an abolitionist. I thought, who better to have here with me reacting to a Jubilee video. Are all cops bastards? Police versus criminals, middle ground. These are oftentimes very unhinged videos, and I feel like you are the perfect person to take a little journey with in that regard. This is going to be good. You have some unhinged opinions as well. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you. Yes, absolutely.
All right. So without further ado, we're already at 11,000 and we just got started.
Really
does that feel bad? Because at 50K,
it's good,
you're gonna.
It's good to
But it's kind of bad.
It's bad for my head.
Yeah, you are gonna get fucking your head buzzed so quick.
It's happening.
Anyway, Let's
Just
get
because you're a
started.
cop, why should you have the right to tote a gun around just because you have a badge?
And you're saying we shouldn't be armed?
You shouldn't have guns at all.
Okay, next time there's an active shooter going into a university, then we're just gonna let him shoot all the students.
You know what? I can't do this. Do this episode no more.
Damn. Cops versus ex-cons. That's what they have for this.
Step forward if you agree with the prompt. Cops should not carry guns.
Oh, interesting.
Only one person? Oh, two people?
There's so many countries in this world that do not have this level of violence within
What the
its
fuck? Yeah,
law
can you
enforcement
throw that
department or any other department. Guns themselves are not the issue. It's the finger behind the gun, because you don't know the mentality, the mind, you know, the heart of the person, and people.
No, it's not for the ATL solidarity. Just RAPP, release aging prisoners, release aging people from prison campaign. Just for RAPP. That's what we're doing for. Okay.
Things trigger people and they snap, and no one exempt. Police officers are human beings too. They can snap.
If you took guns away
Barely.
from the uniform, I guarantee
just saying,
like half of
I
them
don't
would
know if
not
I agree with
either
that
would.
statement.
You know,
Maybe
it's
it
the
was
power.
If you had
maybe
to
it's
struggle to submit a perpetrator and to like actually do work, police work, like it's not just about reaching for your gun 99% of the time. So it's like if the gun wasn't part of the uniform, a lot of them wouldn't take that enabling role that they want to take as officers, you know?
Right in front of my building, I was harmed by an older man. When I got away, I went to the police. The detective took me to the hospital, everything, checked me out. You know what the police officer did, having a gun and everything else? Pulled me over, saying he was taking me back home, pulled me over on a dark side of a street and raped me. Oh, I'm sorry. Because of the uniform, the badge, and the gun that made me freeze. But you, as a police officer, saying that you were here to protect and to serve, you allowed your power, your uniform, everything else to make you think that that was okay. And this happens a lot. It happens a lot.
They want to abuse other people. They want to, tyrants over other people, so they choose jobs like that. Like, what if you want to help other people, why can't you go be a humanitarian? There's oceans to clean up. Instead, like, everybody just wants to be out here taking rights away from others and abusing people and getting guns. And the moment you start copying an attitude, literally click. Let's go.
But I don't want to do that to them as they do it to us.
Can the disagreeer step forward?
If someone else has a gun, you gotta defend yourself too. It's just the way you use it. I'm not saying that you should use guns, but I mean, if you have a gun, then you have to use it, of course, but not use it just for traffic stops or people with mental illnesses, stuff like that. That's out. If they have a knife or a stick or or a fork, like that doesn't justify anybody getting shot.
So you're for having armed police officers?
Yeah, if someone else has a gun,
Yeah.
if someone else.
I believe that y'all should be armed because I believe in the Constitution. I don't believe in the policing that the police force has done throughout many communities I've been in, but I do believe in.
Bro, like, how are you an ex-con and you're like, I believe in the Constitution? Like, the Constitution and the system that it is supposed to prop up has, like, failed you dramatically. I don't understand. But, hey, it is what it is, I guess.
People buy into it, and then they.
Yeah, she's still an American after all. You know what I mean?
But also.
Whoa, what is this? Donation match, $1,000. What does that
Whoa.
mean? So, like, up to $1,000, this person is going to be matching the donos. I also have a snacking ball right here from Yomp, I guess. Made with love, not plastic, food grade silicone, great for hiding treats. I'm going to put a bunch of treats in this fucking thing, and I'm going to get Kaya to play with it when we unlock the Kaya Cam at $25,000. So I just wanted to raise the stakes a little bit. What will I be putting in this? What will I be use this link to show it? Oh, here. This is what's happening. 2x donos happening right now.
Whoa.
Donation matching is happening.
Exciting stuff.
paywalling the Kai Cam is inexcusable. You know what? I'll also add in. I'll add in a favor. I despise mint chocolate ice cream. I think it's disgusting. I will also have that at $45,000.
Ooh,
Yeah,
it's good though. It tastes good.
you're so wrong. Like, it's not even funny how wrong you are. How can one man be so abysmally incorrect? Is the real question.
I won't bow down.
It makes me question what other things you were just so wrong on. Mint ice cream is goated, you demon. It's mint ice cream Oreo as well. Add a goal where you game all day like 150K? Yeah, maybe. Okay, let's
Rights versus laws, and I do believe that there are dangerous scenes that you go to where it is required to use them. So I have to agree that part of your, like he said, his tool belt needs to include a pistol.
Okay, good, because I was about
give
to
her this Nylabone right
challenge
now.
you both and say, okay, so you mean to tell me that what happened at Michigan State University with an active shooter killing?
I like that, cops are, like, the implication that cops are only necessary during active shooters kind of invalidates, like, the need for cops. You know what I mean? Because, yeah, you're right. In an active shooter situation, you do need someone who is armed to provide some level of defense. Except, you know, this is post-Uvalde, so that's a little bit different, even though cops have behaved in the appropriate manner in numerous other mass shootings that have happened since Uvalde, because fucking, holy shit, enough mass shootings happened that, you know, you got... Enough mass shootings happen that, like, clearly there will be some where the cops are actually behaving in the way that they're supposed to, which is, like, you know, that is the one instance I say where, you know, that violence is justified. It is defensive.
Okay. Yeah, sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, yeah. It's like if you're killing children at a school, I think that, like, someone with a
like
gun,
pretty bad, I guess.
Yeah, if can you throw that out?
Yeah.
If someone is stopping the further killing of children from happening, like, that's valid, that's justifiable. Most other circumstances, which is the overwhelming majority of circumstances where cops are behaving in a violent manner, whether it be like the tip of the iceberg, which is what you see, which is like, you know, brutal moments of like unarmed citizens being executed, being shot from behind, or even the overwhelming majority of interactions that cops have that are actually violent, because ultimately even like arresting someone is a violent act, and oftentimes it is completely unjustifiable. In those circumstances, that violence is not a necessity. Because if that was a necessity, you wouldn't go to the fucking Michigan State shooting as a fucking example. You would go to any number of those other situations. You'd be like, well, yeah, what are you going to do if you see someone loitering like a homeless person and then you need someone to come in and beat the shit out of them? You know what I mean? But he didn't use that as an example, even though that's what he does for the most part. You know what I mean? They literally didn't do shit at MSU. The city police found the guy an hour later and he walked away when he was 3 miles. Yeah, that's another... I forgot the details of the MSU one.
They also run away frequently.
Yeah, that is true.
Like,
yeah.
just
there I can't believe I'm saying this.
Don't say it.
As much as a fucking
Don't
cop
say it.
hater as
Don't
I
say it.
am, at the top of the hour, there is a 3-minute ad break.
Oh.
And if you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe. You know what I mean? You can't abolish the police, but you can abolish the top of the hour ad break by subscribing for $5 or free with the Twitch Prime, or by getting gifted a sub if you're lucky. Here is the 3-minute ad break now.
Ooh, Kayakim is coming up.
Yeah, it is coming up. This is $19,000 already. Holy fuck. Okay, here's the 3-minute ad break now.
5 students, or Uvalde, where they went into an elementary school and killed children.
Wait, he is not using Uvalde. Oh, what a fucking idiot.
Let's see if they get him, though. Let's see if they hit him on it.
Sandy Hook, what happened over 10 years ago.
Right over it.
You're sitting there telling us that we shouldn't be carrying firearms?
Yeah, you shouldn't. Like, if you guys are just traffic cops and stuff like that, you guys shouldn't.
No,
if you guys are like a SWAT team.
Yeah, you're not answering my question.
Like I said, I'm just going based on what you said. You called me a predator. I'm like, I never done that in my life, right? I've been in situations where I've been shot at. I had 2 members of my department die in the last 2 months. I've been in situations where I've needed my firearm.
I'm willing to bet. What do you think they died from?
Like a COVID?
Statistically speaking, it probably is COVID. Or
I don't know.
Or the other killer, heart disease. Or the other killer, vehicular fatalities, as they're fucking riding through a goddamn red light with their lights on, thinking that everyone is going to be ready for that moment. It's certainly not fentanyl, which is responsible for 0 cop deaths, despite the fact that if you look at the media, they just lie all the time and act like, it's the cop kryptonite.
A lot of seizures.
Yeah.
Needed every tool in my belt in my career. If you would go out and then see half of the stuff I see, you may change your perception about what you see. It's dangerous.
So you can't call for backup.
What does me calling for backup having to do with
So
this?
if you work county, okay, say in my area.
I'm a county cop.
Right, and in my area, I mean, you have miles and miles of nothing around you. Your closest partner is maybe if you're lucky, 20 minutes away. Okay. In the meantime, I've got somebody that has me at gunpoint, and if I don't have a gun on my hip.
Dude, this is like...
She's in the Wild West.
Yeah, I've seen the movies. It happens in the movies. It's like, why? Why are you talking about these edge cases that, like, have not happened to you? Okay? It's like... It just doesn't make... Oh, God. Hollywood is responsible for this in many ways. Like, they have made it so that everyone thinks that, like, cops are constantly under threat. They're constantly under fire. Everyone is always, like, holding them at gunpoint. It's, like, regularly happening. And, like, they have to defend themselves against this, like, phantom gun-wielding criminal problem that is happening all over in America.
But even the thin blue line stuff, like I saw someone talk about that on Twitter, like the idea of it being the thin blue line, like there's this very small barrier between
Are you saying they're fat? Like, the cops are fat?
No.
Why are you laughing when I said that?
Because
it's not funny. Fat phobia is not funny.
Yeah, no, it's not.
Yeah. You better not be laughing at
I'm not.
The fat blue
I'm
line.
talking about the thin blue.
Okay.
They call it the thin. You know, you ruined my point.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm not saying it.
No,
anymore.
thin blue line.
Never mind.
Okay, thin mints, come on. Let's hear it.
Because, okay, before you rudely interrupted me, the point that I was making was the idea of the thin blue line being like, we're so close to chaos and everything falling into disrepair, and like that's how they keep their funding priorities and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, they're the sheepdogs. Wait, you have a problem with that? That's real.
Yeah.
Cops are the ones who are keeping
You're right.
society.
Sorry, I blew it.
My favorite cop defense is when people will be like, dude, I'd be raping and pillaging if it wasn't for the cops. It's like, what? Why would you say that out loud? Like, what? That's the only thing keeping you from, like, snapping and behaving like a fucking violent animal? Like, what the fuck? Like, people that constantly say stuff like, they say it about Christianity as well, which I think is funny. There's another dono matching happening right now for $1,000, 2x. So close.
Oh, no.
To the $25,000 goal here to unlock Kaya Cam. This is waiting right here. I got a fucking supersized Kong Easy Treat waiting for Kaya, even though I guess she's being a good girl right now, so she deserves it. She's just chilling. You will be able to see what she's up to.
25K. Kaya time.
Yeah. She's a cop in buttfuck nowhere, Tennessee. Oh man, they're constantly holding her up with their weapons in Tennessee.
Ed, I am a dead man walking because I have nothing that can go up against another gun.
But how do you think?
Like, why is she saying that? Like, why does she think that? Like, so what is it then?
She's constantly being held at gunpoint.
Yeah, and she is the most held at gunpoint cop in America, and she's killed everyone.
Yeah, she's Nicole.
Yeah, she has been able to successfully take down all of her targets that held her at gunpoint.
Felons feel.
There's tasers, pepper balls, like
Societal issues are not on the police. Like, I'm not stripping you of your rights, right? That is not. You can
What?
vote.
You
I don't
are.
give a shit. You can vote. You can carry a gun.
No, your job directly does that. What do you mean? Like, you're talking to fucking ex-convicts. Like, you have stripped them of their rights when you arrested them at the
You
point
can
of
do all
arrest.
that.
or
That is not
detainment,
my.
right? I mean,
that is not my job in life. My job is you've been accused of a crime. I got to take you to jail because this, and that, and the third. I'm done.
You're saying that we should have pepper spray, tasers to Michigan State University or Uvalde? Is that what you're saying? So you're telling me that if I'm a cop, I have no gun?
bro, he keeps saying Uvalde. Dog, Uvalde's the worst example. Someone take this bald fuck down, please. Oh, my God. Oh, I have another theory that I should clue you in on.
Okay.
So, we're not racists in this community. Obviously, phrenology is the skull science that was advocated for by racists. I don't know if you're familiar with this. The idea that, like, different skull measurements indicate, like, inherent genetic inferiorities or superiorities. Now,
yeah. Is that why you have all those skulls out here?
I do, but hold on, I'm gonna get to it.
Okay.
With one exception, I like to call this cop phrenology.
Oh, okay.
I am a firm believer that if you are thumb-like, if you look like a thumb, the more thumb-like you are, the more ACAB you are. ACAB in this community does not always stand for all cops are bastards. It stands for assigned cop at birth.
Oh, okay.
So what I firmly believe and genuinely believe is that you are assigned, you're assigned cop at birth. And
I'm kind of worried about me shaving my head right now.
We're about to find out how much of a thumb you are, okay?
I'm very concerned.
I'm gonna take Kai out while this debate happens. But what I'm trying to say is this man, the proof's in the pudding. I mean, this guy is a thumb.
Cop. Yeah.
He's ACAB, and he is a cop.
Yeah.
And he definitely is a cop, and he's very thumb-like.
But also, this,
Well, he said to the community, like maybe
No, that's not what he said.
Maybe
The prompt is, should cops be unarmed? Hold on a second. You just got done watching probably the most tragic incidents probably historically. Uvalde, may I add, just kids.
Wait,
for crying out loud.
They added
and
the
what you're sitting here
context of that
saying
they waited
is
outside
that we
for
shouldn't be
over an hour.
What is it would you like me to do if someone has an AK-47 killing kids? That's my question to you.
We actually have our own rights. You know, that we actually have our own rights to carry and defend ourselves in certain situations like that.
You know,
but
with
the
all
full
due
story-
respect, that's not the question I'm
But
asking.
if you want to use your
No,
body,
I'm asking you if you were I'll ask in a different way. If you're a police officer and you have no firearms, you got your pepper spray, you have your taser, you have your baton, and you are responding to Uvalde Elementary School where there's an active shooter with an AK-47, what are you going to do?
I would
outside
say
the
that I would
classroom
call
for over an
backup
hour.
to the proper authorities that would be entitled to have those weapons that are not in the general community.
I get what he's saying.
No, but what entitled to have weapons? Who? What agency?
So like the
SWAT
UK,
and above, you
yeah,
know,
what he's
there's
saying.
certain- but
It's like United
that's
Kingdom,
different, you
how
know?
United Kingdom, their special force in their police department have weapons, but they're regular cops.
So why should you just why should you have the ability to just tote around a gun?
yes, you-
That's my question to you.
What's that?
My question to you is, just because you're a cop, why should you have the right to tote a gun around just because you have a badge?
No. That's not what the prompt is. The prompt is cops being
question.
unarmed. Cops being all
yeah,
of
but
us.
you use your
Whether
body, and your
patrol-
body, they took like over an hour to
If you let me-
respond
allow
when
me
they
to
were there.
finish. He
So
asked
you
me
had
a
the
question.
guns and you still didn't
What I'm
shoot.
saying is that he's saying cops. Cops is a very. When you say cops to me, you're talking everybody. Every single cop.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
And you're
right.
saying we shouldn't be unarmed.
Good job.
Okay.
You shouldn't have guns at all.
Okay. So you know what? Next time there's a big active shooter going into a university, then I guess we're just going to let him shoot all the students.
So I have a question for you. So all those countries that don't have their police officers carrying guns?
Not many, just so you know.
Oh, I know very well. That's the work that I do.
Okay.
So, and even been there to see that. But what I'm saying is that, have you ever thought about how those countries respond to those situations? And can we do the same?
We absolutely could not do the same because we have criminals here, and I'm not speaking of y'all, but there are people here
my God.
that still carry regardless of if it's against the law. If you were
Nicole.
to take guns away from illegals, criminals,
Oh, no.
people that are not from here, I would 100% agree that officers don't need guns
So
and
are
that
those
we
mass
could go
shooters?
do
Because
what?
I think the mass shooters are not the ones, the immigrants, and the taking
That's
it
right.
away.
No, but, and that's what
Get
I'm
her.
just giving examples.
Yeah, but
I'm just
so
giving
the
examples.
example-
She's right. I mean, it's
Yeah,
So the mass
constitutional.
shooting
It's
and all that
constitutional.
is.
A constitutional
Like-
right to bear arms, right, allows
It's a right.
everybody in this country to bear arms. Well, not
Which is
everybody,
rare.
not everybody. Let me be specific. If you're a law-abiding citizen to carry guns, the amount of guns that we have
Hooray.
in America, doesn't it outweigh the people that we have?
Kai cams up.
These countries, they don't have a Second Amendment. They don't have a constitutional right to bear arms. So it's a lot easier to say, you know what? Y'all can't bear arms, so y'all can't bear arms. In this country, we can. So I'm just being, like I said, everything's anecdotal. I've been in situations where I needed my gun, and you were absolutely right. Would I do the job without one? Hell no, because I've been in situations where I needed one, and you know what? I had it. It's equal force. I'm being shot at, I'm about to shoot back. Not just, hey, I have a gun on my hip, I'm just about to, you know what, guns. That's not how I do my job.
And the thing that popped right from that prompt is just active shooter. That's
And it's not even
To your
it's not even
question, to your
active
question,
shooter.
you know
It's
what?
just being
I haven't-
shot at.
You notice that they're really only talking about the active shooter situation and not about the fact that cops execute 1,000 Americans every year in this country, right? Like, that's a big part of this as well. Like, this is also a gun control. I mean, these are always like these bigger questions, but you know.
By itself, in
I
and of
haven't done the
itself.
research, or I don't know if there's any empirical data to know exactly in other countries how they respond to someone who has an AK-47 that goes into a building and starts killing people.
25.
We're a police force that doesn't have any firearms. I don't know.
They
I
have
would have to
special
do the
units
research.
where- They do have special units where they're just not out on the street where you see them all the time, 24/7. But you said something, and I want to bring that up. Hold on one sec. You said something. You said that the people with the guns are oftentimes criminals or, you know, people like that. And I want to say that those mass shootings that happen in our country are from people that pass a whole tons of background checks.
Let's go.
And are law-abiding, to your point, and all these things, and all of a sudden, and that was my point earlier about when people snap or whatever might happen, and we have to be clear in identifying that, because we get labeled like we're the ones doing all these mass shootings, all these things, these horrible, egregious things, and 96% of the time,
Yes.
it is not
Right.
a person that was formerly incarcerated.
And to your
or had a-
point, we get
so
labeled.
let's be clear on that part.
Right, and then we get labeled as killers.
Right.
I think I've heard agents of racial genocide is what we've been labeled before. You know, and all this. And again, my point was just, I'm talking about one specific type of, you know, incident where.
But we have to
I
pay
think
attention
everybody
to
would
that,
agree.
though.
I think everybody would agree.
We all
Like to
have
have
to
a
pay
firearm.
attention to that, though, and be clear and be
Let's
very
ignore all
honest
the
with
other
that,
stuff.
and identify it, and not try to like, oh, well, it sounds good, and let's get some news on this, and let's just like label them and put everything on them, because that's how
present
we
to you,
feel,
Kaya.
because that is actually what's happening. And then when we know the truth and the facts, and it comes out, it's like that person was never been incarcerated, never had a record, never anything, and do the worst harm to our society, our communities, because believe it or not, the vast majority of us on this side of the fence want safety just as much as you do.
Hey good humans, Zach here, checking in to
going on?
ask if you're doing your best to
Zach.
protect yourself from online crime. Anyone can
Wait, no, it's fine. That's fine.
find anything on the internet, including your full legal name, your email, your home address. You sign up. Thanks so
A lot.
Okay, it's good.
Or it does the hard work. Now, let's get back.
Bro, it's not so
departments
easy,
that
is
you
it?
don't see none
People
of
think
that.
streaming
And
Twitch,
you-
streaming on Twitch is easy.
I don't know how to.
Move over a little bit. Sorry. Okay. We're at $25,000. Promises made, promises kept. Okay. I will be giving you guys Kai Cam. Hold on one second. I'm gonna set up the Kai Cam right now. Okay. That's number one. Before I do that, I've never used one of these things. These things always like freak me the fuck out. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. I guess like fill up one of these holes with it.
Is it peanut butter?
Cheese, I think? Smells like cheese. Kong Easy Treat. It doesn't say what it is. You want to try it?
No.
Smell it.
All right. Give me this. Oh, yeah, it's cheese.
It smells like Cheese Whiz, right? Is that the right term?
I'll eat it at 30.
You'll eat it at 30? Okay, well, he said it. Shit is crack for dogs.
Is it safe for human consumption?
I mean, if it's safe for a dog, yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Just getting all up in its gussy. And then I'm going to put some bits in there. Probably less carcinogenic than actual cheese was. Yeah, most likely. Goes in the center, not the whole outside. How the fuck do you clean it then? Like, I feel like the dog would never be able to get to all of it. Which I guess is kind of the point, right? Is that the point? Oh. I feel like that's an annoying amount of cleanup.
We're not there yet.
We're not there yet? Okay, well.
Think it tastes good?
It smells good. It smells really good.
It smells pretty good.
It smells so good that I assume that it makes me feel like it probably tastes good.
Well, I'm going to let you know.
Here it is. Kaya. Sit. Good girl. Oh, you can't see. Hold on. Here you go. Ugh, my hands are fucking cheesy. Okay, promises made, promises kept, folks. Kaya Cam is now unleashed. It is now here. I guess I'll just put it down here for now. Bigger? No, we're doing something else right now. Okay, let's continue.
Community policing. You know, we go out and we do activities with the kids. We do activities with families. Yes, we still do our job. We still pull people over, but we're not, I guess, what you would call harassing people in some of the ways that the big cities do.
But I mean, you technically are though. Like, I mean, justifying your bad behavior and your violence for you guys doing community work, it just doesn't go hand in hand, you know?
I understand people sending.
My favorite is when they say they're doing community work, but like which community they never actually address. It's rarely ever the fucking legitimate communities that they are supposedly serving, or rather occupying, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we saw this with Steven Seagal's Lawman, as a matter of fact. They were like, yeah, we got to do community day today. And then they went in and it was all white people for like their community day, where they're like showing off their fucking helicopters and stuff. Like literally they had just like recently gotten their helicopter, and basically it was just all white people, even though their entire like the occupation revolved around, you know, black neighborhoods. Here, can you put the cap on there? Thank you.
Where one incident where it looks extremely bad is wrong, and then it casts an entire umbrella over the entire profession. I may have a different perspective or different perception of what you're looking at than you do because I'm in this profession.
You skipped the question?
Sorry.
Bro, what the fuck?
To Aura for sponsoring this episode. Now, let's get back to the video.
My bad.
Bad skip, dude.
Police violence is blown out of proportion.
Police officers.
Okay, that's crazy.
Numbers, it's very, very.
So when we see the videos of a police officer handling a child, and that cop has become violent towards a child.
And I agree, but my thing is, has it been blown out of proportion? I see that one incident.
We see it a lot.
Children
You do see it a lot, but you have to also take in consideration that there's over 1,800 agencies in the entire United States. So if you look at the big grand scheme of things as it relates to all these agencies, and you do see violence, you do see where it's scrutinized, where it's brutal. But if you take the numbers, it's very, very minimal.
If you look at all the public contacts with all agencies nationwide compared to these bad incidents or the perception of bad incidents, it's a very micro compared to the macro of how many public contacts all the agencies have with the public.
Those are the ones that you do see. I mean, even before social media.
It was brought up earlier about the media blowing it up, and we agree to that.
There was, Rodney King, there was Emmett Till, there was all these
and
people,
honestly, there's bad officers. And good officers will be the first ones to tell you there are bad officers. There's there's bad in every work.
Pause it! You can press the space bar. Good officers are not the good officers are not the first that they're bad officers. What the fuck? No. It's an entire culture of denying accountability. And if anything, the good officers, the supposed mythical good officers, are literally the bad officers or the fired officers, technically. Okay, they're no longer officers. This bullshit.
You're behind bars right now saying this.
Yeah, I'm locked up. They won't let me out. I'm about to do a prison break of reality I denied this wonderful political prisoner Kaya.
I'm sorry, sweet puppy.
She's 100% gonna roll that shit down underneath that fucking thing again. No, you did not just roll it on, bro.
She did it again.
I just got done.
She put the treat under the shelf.
How are you like this?
She wants to make him work.
Fuck! Please, stop rolling the tree. Okay, you know what? No. Oh my god, do you know what I just found?
What?
This is incredible. In my copy of George R.R. Martin, A Dance with the Dragons, I just found something insane in my Game of Thrones book. Oh my, it just fell out because I pulled it out of the library to shove it in that hole that she keeps losing the ball in.
What is it?
Do you know what this is? DJ's Belmar 2013. Saturday happy hours 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Kipple's Beach Party 3 p.m. One free drink till 9 p.m. Receive a digital pass. Text to DJ's pass to 46786. 18th and Ocean Ave. That's insane. I probably was using this as a way to fucking as a stop note or whatever. Isn't that what it's called? Or how do you? What is it? What's the word?
Bookmark?
A bookmark. Yeah.
This guy reads books.
Of course. M-Hud, you already... M-Hud and I are the hive mind. I was literally going to ask for this clip.
Motherfucking DJ!
They're going to DJs.
Wow! I'm ready! Are you ready? Are you ready? Go to DJs in my car! BL!
Go to DJs in my car! BLMAI! Go to DJs in my car!
Baby Blue, I see you in 2 weeks, Baby Blue! You gotta be smiling, you gotta be dancing, you gotta be shaking that ass! You better step it up, motherfuckers! I can't even watch it on fucking YouTube.
In their fucking Hyundai Elantra. Not one person in that car would pass a urine tox screen. Oh, dude, they are on everything, dog. Hilarious Guidos driving the DJs in Belmars, New Jersey. Possibly the funniest clip on YouTube ever made. I want that life so bad. Yeah, let me tell you, as someone who lived it, it's not that sweet. Like, it's all right. You know what I mean? We are currently at 27,000. Remember, at 50,000, I will shave Alex's head.
Just get it to 50.
That was 2 years before Jersey Shore, too. Yeah, I mean, this is authentic. Jersey Shore was real. It was a fucking... It wasn't a meme.
Workforce that you're in. Everything.
Why would you admit that? Why would you willingly admit that?
You know that's where I'm from.
Why would you reveal that information for $0?
Because I'm proud to be from there. Strong Island.
You are not.
Yeah.
That's nasty. What part of Long Island, though?
Like the middle. I'm not gonna dox myself.
Okay. Anyone that's proud to be from Long Island is from fucking Montauk. Okay.
That's not true.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. fucking Montauk.
I'm not from Montauk.
I'm just gonna keep saying that you're from Montauk, which I've been to many times.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's the worst. But you know, my friend is from there, and he was getting married. My longest roommate. Did he dance on the rooftops with you? He's the Montauk Monster. Yeah, you just revealed it for $27K. That you're from. Wait, what's? It's not Montauk. What is it called? The rich area that everybody goes to for every weekend in the summer.
The Hamptons?
The Hamptons. Yes, you are from the Hamptons.
I'm not from. Nobody lives in the Hamptons.
I don't know about that.
That's where their rich people house is.
Yeah, I went to an orgy in the Hamptons one time.
How
I did
was
not
that?
participate in it. It was gross.
You just watched?
I left. Once like it started getting serious, I was like, oh, this is fucking gross.
Whose orgy?
I don't fucking know. It was random. Bro, you got so many toys in here. Like, if you fucking get bored, I don't know what to tell you.
I don't ever get invited to orgies. Why do you think that is?
I don't know.
Do you think there's something wrong?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Wow.
Public Defenders from John Oliver later? No, we're not watching that. Boo. We don't like Public Defenders, dog. What do you mean?
Public Pretenders?
Yeah, fucking got him. Nice. All right, let's keep going.
Saying, if it's bad, it's bad. If it's wrong, it's wrong. You know, we are the first ones to kind of, hey, you know, that's too far.
And I used to work in internal affairs, and I'm personally arrested.
I like the cop that is like, you know, we're the ones to say, hey, that's too far. Like that's what the police do.
Yeah, notoriously.
Yeah, definitely to one another. They're like, hey, that's too far, please now.
Two prior
Famously.
police officers.
I also worked internal affairs, and I can tell you out of 30 plus of these tribunal hearings, a lot have been terminated. So there is some accountability. I think we're heading in the right direction.
Bro.
Terminated his desk duty with full pay.
Yeah. Also terminated for what? Like, what the fuck were they doing that they got terminated? Okay. Because like they were probably doing some shit that you wouldn't even consider to be illegal. Like they were probably doing good cop shit, and that's why they got fucking terminated. Okay. They were like
investigating the mayor.
Yeah. They were doing too much. Okay. And not too much of like what is expected of cops, but like actually what you see in the movies and shit. Fucking highly doubt that these guys, he was like terminating what, cops for being what, racist?
No, they get promoted for that.
Not internal affairs, the people who work the hardest to keep the police force real garbage. Well, they're like who are they terminating? Like who?
Many of the officers that do horrific things, they're on for years. I mean, everybody knows this. They're
Yeah.
years and years. Daniel Pantaleo was, you know, in the Eric Garner video, like waving at the camera, and he worked for 5 more years after.
Yeah, and he got what? Like, isn't he still getting a pension?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, that's so nice. Thank you. Shouts out to the New York City taxpayers. The cop saying he thinks police reform is doing the right direction is the best evidence that reform doesn't work. I mean, yeah, 100%. I am not, I will never fucking sit here and tell you that, like, police reform is not just a way for police to be like, oh, dude, come on, police reform, community policing. These are all the fun little things that cops fucking say that is, like, for a broadly liberal audience to be receptive over, that is absolutely, it's just propaganda. It's just fucking bullshit. Okay? Yeah.
Considering 20-something years ago, you know, you did something bad and, you know, it got swept. Now, social media obviously has magnified it by hundreds and hundreds, which is good.
But what social media has done is just allowed everyone to see what's happening in the moment, right? Before, we got it weeks later, months later, years later, so no one knew what was going on. But now we have the ability to film it in the moment and say, hey, look at this, and this is what's being captured. And violence that's perpetrated against people who, whether they're doing something wrong or not, is so, I mean, it's to the point where it's not even harmful anymore. It's tragic. Why? Because we're all human beings. And there's a culture of violence that perpetuates within the department itself. And I've had good cops reach out to me and said, they're not listening. And if they know I'm saying anything, I'm gone or I'm going to be hurt.
Police violence is completely blown out of proportion. In a sense that
Oh, dude, how can you
Great
say
response to that.
How can you say that with a straight face? Like, like it's completely blown out of proportion in comparison to what? Like an alien universe where like they're killing even more people? Like that's 2,000 deaths a year, right?
I think it's
like 1,800, something along those lines.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Like, that's crazy, man. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's a crazy fucking thing to say. When it's like, what, like, you look at any other fucking country, which also has a police force, by the way. I don't know if you guys know this or not. They have cops too. They're not killing thousands of fucking people, man.
They're also just better at dealing with difficult situations.
Yeah, what's the argument here? Are the French better? Like, are they just like better than us? Is that what you're saying? Like, that their cops are just like built different? Like, how? Maybe they just have a system of accountability. Less guns on the street. You know, they have legislation that also works alongside the police force on top of that as well. You know what I mean? But these guys also, that's the funniest part, is like libertarian cops, which immediately is like oxymoronic, but who cares? And then cops who are also for gun, for no gun restrictions whatsoever. It's like, you're making your job harder, you fucking idiot. It doesn't make sense.
It's completely biased. Why isn't nonviolence or me saving someone's life not blown out of proportion?
Can the disagreeer step forward?
I don't believe it's blown out of proportion because I believe it's just barely getting the exposure that it needs.
It is what it is. That's what it is. Each time I've encountered the cops, it's just been like the most negative experience of my life. Like, I'm addicted to the news. And every time I turn on the news, it's another cop killing. Like you said, maybe they don't report what's good out there, but they do report the bad. And I watch it every day of my life. Like, I see how the cops treat people.
If I may ask you, if you did see the good, would that give you a different perception about the police?
It's not that I don't see the good, it's that it just doesn't, I haven't seen it happen, I haven't experienced it, I haven't heard nobody in my community have anything good.
So I've seen the good when I was 16 years old. I'm in my 40s. I actually had a police officer who was my hero. Every contact since in multiple states, multiple divisions, has violated me, stolen from me, taken from me, and stripped me of every value I ever had. The way y'all talk to me, the approach, I'm so respectful. 18,000, that's what you said? Divisions?
No, 1,800.
1,800? How many prisons are there? And how many inmates? And then we're disarmed when we come home. We can't vote, so I can't compete with you on my laws. I can't carry a gun. I can't defend myself. I can't even carry a knife. The exposure is barely there. We need more exposure. I'm from the LA County area, from the islands of Hawaii originally. Every police in between them seas to the East Coast has always spoken with disrespect. They don't pull us over on a speeding ticket like, hi, how's your day? How you doing? Do you got any emergencies going on?
Yeah, they come with their guns.
When's the last time you was arrested?
Who, me?
No, I'm just saying that's the approach when you come to the car window, right? Is on guard.
I don't talk like.
You want to know why he said, who, me? Because he knows cops don't get fucking arrested, dog. Exactly. How many crimes has this motherfucker personally committed? Like, if they were a civilian, 99% of the things he's doing as a part of his regular job would be a crime, okay? It's ridiculous. I know that sounds so strange to say because you're like, what? They're a cop. Of course they're supposed to, violate the laws. It's like, no, they're not. They are still normal human beings, okay? The idea that they are able to literally fucking do whatever they want, run red lights, all this shit, we have been socially conditioned into thinking that like, oh no, they're constantly throwing themselves in front of bullets that are hailing at them, so they're allowed to fucking do all this shit.
Well, it's true. It's true for Nicole. Nicole is constantly being held at gunpoint.
Yeah, she is the most held at gunpoint cop in Tennessee. It's so weird. She's really bad at her job.
Or good at it, because she's finding all of the criminals.
Yeah, she's finding them individually because they just. It's like it's weird. It's like a spell. Even if they don't want to, even if they normally wouldn't want to hold anyone at gunpoint, they see Nicole and they go, "Oh fuck, it's time." You know what I mean? Well, okay, you gotta stop. Oh Jesus Christ!
Can't do it again.
You can't do that, man. Okay. I'm gonna get fucking. Hold on 1 second.
Nicole's in the room.
Oh, because I didn't finish it. Okay.
How do you? Is this open?
What? That is open, yeah. What's that? A donation match for $10,000. What is going on?
Wow.
Oh, what the fuck? That means is a up to $10,000 of donations being matched for 59 minutes. Whoa. Whoa, that's crazy. Well, better get to donating.
This is bourgeois decadence.
It says Alex's bald head donated $10,000, said that they would be donation matching up to $10,000. Thank you, Alex's bald head, for that.
I gotta eat this.
Wonderful donation. Yeah, try it out.
Should I go straight in?
Straight in. Do it.
Is this like Whippets?
I don't know.
Oh, so much. Oh, it's pretty good actually.
Wait, really?
It's not so bad.
All right, I'm going to try it too now.
It's not that bad.
Oh. That's good as fuck.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
What the fuck? Guy's like, yo, where's mine? He's like, what the fuck are you guys doing over there? God, this shit is sick, dude.
We just poisoned ourselves.
The ingredients are milk, water, whey, soybean oil, modified cornstarch, dextrose, maltodextrin. This is literally just...
And cyanide.
No, this is straight up. The 1 teaspoon is 15 calories. Oh, this is it's pretty dense in calories, I think.
Good. I'm bulking for creator class next year.
America, really do be letting us consume anything? That is literally the same as if fucking regular cheese whiz that you would have. Okay, let's continue.
Like that. So I hear where you're coming from, but I don't talk like that. So some people do that. You talk for them, but you said us. You just pointed at us and said us.
The department. All departments. All
I don't know which
I don't
department
know
they work
all
for, but I work for a department, and I've never seen these people in my life. I've never seen you in my life. I've never encountered you in my life, but I wouldn't come.
Oh, so then, yeah. So then you're invalidated. Okay, never mind. That makes sense. He said, I've never seen you in my life, so clearly it's not real. Very cool. Good take overall. Seems legit to me.
Come at you like that.
So you don't cuss at people when you walk up to them?
Oh, absolutely. When I walk up to them, no. Now, if they're cussing at me, I might cuss back. Absolutely. I'm going to allow you to dictate how you want to allow this interaction to go.
What if I speak to you with respect and you go back there and you pull my license and it says parole date 2036?
You're still going to get treated with
Walk up
respect.
to you.
I've never, not one time. So you guys are 4 out of hundreds I've
you
came
can
into
come do
contact
ride-alongs
And that's
with
fine.
me.
But what I'm saying is I'm coming to you.
I
Oh, what are
will
you
show
going
No,
Yeah.
Nicole, don't. It's a trap. You're going to get a gun.
Put a gun at her.
Someone's going to pull up on you with a gun. Don't do it with Nicole. Fuck.
It's the most dangerous ride along.
Say you can do a ride along with me. No, thank you, ma'am. Actually, I will not do that. As a matter of fact, because I don't like to have guns pulled on me.
I'm for this and that and the third.
Your computer doesn't
now,
tell
if
you
you're
what,
an
that's
asshole,
my response.
If
Your
you're an
computer
asshole,
doesn't tell you, you got to do your job.
Yeah, and the dynamics changed because everybody's got body-worn video now, or dashboard video, and everything's
That's improved
recorded.
things.
Yeah,
All
but
those
that's the reason
contacts.
you guys have them. That's exactly why you guys have body cam.
Famously, when body cameras came out, police violence 0.
Yeah, and also they always catch the footage because they're always turned on.
Yeah, famously, it's never famously turned off, inoperable, or sometimes when you're like gonna plant evidence, for example. I mean, cops would never do that.
No,
but like you know how the body camera's technically always on.
Right, it's on a 15-second cycle.
And with a 15, yeah, when you turn it on, it automatically starts recording from 15 seconds prior to you turning it on. You know that. Okay, yeah. And then sometimes you forget to time that correctly or forget that is a thing. So then you get caught planting evidence on body camera because 15 seconds prior to you turning on the body camera to suspiciously find evidence, you ended up planting it yourself. Can be up to 60 seconds depending on how it was set. Yeah, depending on how woke the liberals are, okay? How communist they are.
We hate a woke 60-second body cam.
Anyway, let's continue.
Cams and dash cams.
For
Because even your own
transparency.
departments don't
It's
trust
for
you.
transparency. So if I do something, the public knows why I did something. That's what it's for. I grew up in the era of body cam, so I'm fine with it. I turn it on every single time. I've had people say, hey, this person is...
You just said it. You just said it. Like, you're voluntarily being a good person, okay? The idea that it's like voluntary is insane. Okay, this is a fun fact. This is old school, okay? I've been doing this for a long time. I've been a commentator for almost 10 fucking years now, okay, publicly and online. And one of my favorite facts to bring up is when James Comey, who apparently, you know, liberals' favorite guy, James Comey, he used to be the FBI, before the FBI director, or he was the FBI director under Obama as well. And James Comey famously said when under the Barack Obama administration, when like, you know, the Ferguson protests were happening and like Black Lives Matter was just like getting started, Jim Comey famously once said, body cameras create more crime.
Right.
Like he said that, you know, because you're filming it. So like obviously there's going to be more crime now.
Yeah, that makes
like
sense.
it was the fault of the body cameras.
That's cop brain.
Yeah. That's real, by the way. He like literally said that, and then liberals loved him and made a documentary about him.
Well, he had a higher loyalty
to America.
Yeah. Do you have that? Is that a video of like Trump seeing him in the corner and like, or is that not on video?
No. Oh, when he's like hiding.
Yeah,
in
when
the,
he's hiding and
in the curtains. No, that's. I don't think there's
Just
a
a
video of
story?
that.
Okay.
Or maybe there was. I don't remember. Yeah. Comey told several hundred students during a forum at the University of Chicago Law School that it's critical to do more to address the widening gulf between law enforcement and citizens in many communities, particularly African Americans. He said, while there are likely multiple factors behind the spike in violence in cities, including Chicago, officers and others nationwide have told him they see the era of viral videos as a link.
Totally. That's right.
These viral
It's
videos
TikTok
are
fault.
making us do hate crimes in black neighborhoods that we used to do, but not on camera. Okay? It's really fucked up.
They're just trying to go viral on TikTok.
It's rude, this person, this and that, and the third. They watched body cam, did nothing that they said.
Bingo. And I'll
But
jump into that.
technology is policing you. So technology has little air.
He said body cameras are actually good because it helps the cops, is what he's saying, because they're always good. And
Right.
people often lie falsely about their behavior. So the body camera proves them right.
It shows how good they are.
Sure. I'm sure that happens all the time, brother.
Human beings are policing us in the community of a community that you don't even know our values. You come from 30 miles away is a difference in the values. So I believe that it does need more exposure beyond the cameras that you...
He's about to be like, of course we're in nice neighborhoods that are sheltered away, that, you know, we were able to develop with your tax dollars as we like hyper enforce your neighborhoods. We don't want to live in shit neighborhoods, dog, that we have to hyper, enforce.
And the cops are there all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't want to live there. It sucks.
I hate the cops.
Yeah.
Well, I think if you're going to say it needs more exposure, I think the good side also needs more exposure. I think policing in a whole needs more exposure.
I mean, I grew up with that in school, DARE programs and all these false hopes.
But that's not, the DARE
That's your
program has
exposure.
nothing to do with patrol and being out on the streets and working with people and families out on the streets. I see the good in policing, but I also see the bad in policing. So, like I said, if this one side needs more exposure, I think it all needs more exposure.
I think Nicole
I
needs
grew up
a
in the
show,
community.
honestly.
I'm not judging you, but yet you see me with a uniform, you automatically judge me. And I don't think that's fair.
I'm not judging you, he says to the guy with face tats. I'm sure. I'm sure if you saw the guy with face tats, you'd be like, oh, I will be nice to this guy down the street.
Well, because that comes from her experience. That's what she's trying to say. It's like as soon as the uniform is put on, the badge, it like, and for most,
ego trip.
because I'm in that work, and I see it, and it's like the ego comes in, or that power, and as human beings, we must
Stop.
Oh, is this Nicole's Instagram?
Oh my God, her name is Blue Line Barbie. Hello. I am constantly under fire.
She not a natural redhead?
Yeah. It's
Stolen
fucked
valor.
Up. It's fucked up. That pisses you off, don't it?
It really does.
Listen, the real oppression is that I cannot put a bulletproof vest over my gigantic knockers. I'm sorry. What is this? What the fuck is she doing? Is this real? Is she a real cop? Is this a joke, right? She's not actually a cop. Okay, that looks pretty real.
I think she's in the cop car.
Yeah. You've lost chat now thanks to this? Yeah, chat's like, oh, what the fuck? That was censored. That was censored. That was luckily censored. What the fuck?
Oh, yeah. Get out of there.
What the hell? What the hell? What is this? What the fuck is this?
She's just showing that she can be.
What is it? I can be your devil or your angel. She can do both. Women of Steel. Follow Military Girls 5. I want to join her ride along. Just saying Blue Lives Matter.
They're like,
fuck!
wait.
We lost them.
Get out. Hold up.
Boob Lives Matter.
All right.
Jesus Christ, dude.
You got to stay focused. You have to stay disciplined.
Yeah. Do not. This is Haram Brothers. Do not look. Okay, we can look though, because we're. It's fine for us.
We're not looking right now.
Yeah, we're not. And also, like, even if we were looking, what the fuck? That's not even censored. Yo, that's crazy.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you could just see Aureola like. She got a OnlyFans?
Well, don't promo her.
I mean, maybe she'll stop being a fucking cop if she.
Clearly not.
If she makes enough money.
Don't.
No matter her journey, she'll always bleed blue. Boudoir. Hashtag model. Hashtag modeling. Absolutely love this shot. Will you by chance be making this into a poster for sale? That brother's starving, dude. This guy is out of control. Okay, Dino0224, you're out of control. Feet just rock big time.
Oh, it's that guy from your chat.
Fuck the police, says Topher Star. You can make a dog bark faster than a fish can climb a tree. What? That makes no sense. Wow, send a pic on Octa models. Oh, she's not even a cop anymore. She's a former police officer who turned her badge in to become her own bunny with Playboy, of course.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, she fucking, what the fuck?
They reconciled.
Wait, did she bring her along with her to like other shit? Or is this from... Oh. I was casted with Jubilee Productions, Middle Ground, Cops versus Criminals. Cops versus Scumbags. Here is a scumbag I'm touching right now. I arrested her immediately after this altercation occurred. As you can see, she is behaving in a violent manner. Okay, only clans. Yeah.
Oh, no.
What the fuck?
All right, that's...
Dude, I just don't get, like, I don't understand what, like, people are just, like, they can't jerk off to, like, normal shit. Like, they have to jerk off to, like, someone who's, like, literally fucking a gun with a Blue Lives Matter flag.
Your kink...
No, I'm kink shaming. Oh, I kink shame. Like, what do you mean? That's crazy. You are way too TikTok, dude. You are way too woke. I'm shaming, dog. There's no shot. This is not happening. I just want to see where she got, what was the point where she got the cosmetic enhancements? I want to see, like, when she decided to...
Right. Get out of here. Get out of here.
What the fuck is that?
It's like a Dexter thing? She was on Dexter?
Anyway, all right, let's get back
Get
to the
outta
video.
here,
Let's
get
get
outta
back to the
here,
video.
Feel like we're in control. It just seems to be an innate thing within all of us. Oftentimes, people with titles.
I forgot that I was literally live for a second. It happens, okay? It happens to the best
And
of us.
roles allow the titles and roles to justify what they do. The good is there. The good is there. There's 4 of you right here. You have some conscience. That's what I'm hearing.
Committing a crime is never justified.
Oh, come on.
Does anybody agree
They all agree.
with the prompt?
No.
And everything is a crime now.
Can they disagree a step forward?
That prompt, it's a very open-ended question. I shared a part of my story earlier about the person, the officer, who was there.
It's like the right side of the table, I totally get. The left side of the table, I'm like, ooh, what do they mean by committing a crime is never, like...
Just the crimes they commit on a daily
That's what I'm
basis.
saying. Like, they're like, yeah, I mean, sometimes you gotta do a crime, you know? What do you mean?
I mean, planting
There to
evidence
protect
is technically a crime.
Yeah.
And he committed a crime against me. Was he justified? Because he was a police officer, a detective. I forgave him. And so that's why I couldn't step forward, because I had to pause for a second. I have to take a neutral stance here because that's not our reality.
I was 14 years old and I was deciding to not go to school. And my stepdad came up and yanked a cover out from underneath me, and I hit the ground off of a bunk bed. And I got up cussing him, and he slapped me across my face, and I was the one that was taken to juvenile hall. But damn it, my crime was justified. You know, I think with anybody, any
Her dad
crime that is
sucks.
committed,
So, Dad, how do you... Okay, so you understand it then. Like, you operate without understanding. Okay, Nicole's the only good cop because she's no longer a cop, okay? I'm just saying, because, like, she's no longer a cop, and she's doing OnlyFans,
We know what you're doing, Hasan.
All I'm stating...
We know what you're doing. You
No.
spend a lot of time lingering on that Instagram.
All I'm stating
no, we saw it.
is that if
We
you're
saw
no
it.
longer
Isn't it
a
crime
cop...
to be horny here? Is it a crime?
It's not.
Okay.
It's not a crime to be horny here. Okay. But I wasn't even being horny. My point was this. Okay. She's no longer back in the blue. Oh, she is definitely
You're
still back in the blue.
so down so bad. It's so
No,
crazy.
no, ew, no,
It's
no,
so
no, no, no,
crazy.
ew, 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 no, it's not like that. The point I was trying to make is this, okay? The point I was trying to make is this. As long as she's off the roads, as long as she's not a cop anymore.
You'll go on a date with her?
No. As long as she's no longer a cop anymore, I'm saying that that's like one less cop off the streets. That's objectively a good thing. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say because
And
yeah, okay,
instead of like fucking harassing minorities or you know brutalizing homeless people, she's like making an OnlyFans, which is technically again better than being a cop.
Of course, it's better than being.
Hey, there you go.
Anything.
That was my point.
Okay.
there's a reason, there's a background, there's a story.
There you go.
There's circumstances that
Like,
you
I
have
actually
to
wasn't
find
being
out.
horny.
And
I'm
us as
not even
police
kidding.
officers, that's our job, you know, and we'll take it from there.
So none of you as officers stepped forward and felt like it was unjustifiable the minute that you put your badge on to commit a crime?
No.
Not one of you?
I feel like it's
She just asked for
justified.
an instant.
Right. I feel like some things are justified for basic survival.
I'm just curious.
You
If
go
out
with
of
like,
four
Oh,
of you didn't
that's
have
way
that
more
one
self-awareness
concept
than I
and you
thought
took
was
an oath
gonna be presented
to protect
here.
and serve my community, his community, your community, her community, and not one of you stepped forward. I was going to step forward and challenge it. I hesitated and went back because I wanted to rethink it. Not one of you felt like when you put on that badge and that tool belt that there was no justifiable reason to commit a crime because it'd be self-defense, right?
some things are justified. Like I just said, basic survival. I
Food,
deal with
yeah.
transients all the time, right? They go and steal something.
Oh my god, dude, that immediately.
I like hearing the cops
say
talk
transient, dude. It zaps my brain when I hear that word. I'm like, "Zzz." Like it just. I hate it so much. It says infinitely more about you as a fucking sick freak than anything you have ever seen with your own two eyes that a homeless person has done. Okay, like I'm no big city lawyer. like Alex is here. Okay,
That's
he's
right.
quite literally a big city
I'm a
lawyer.
fancy city boy.
He is, and I certainly sometimes say things that probably are not like the most politically correct. I'm not like one of those people who's like, oh, you got to say like houseless people. You know what I mean? Like sometimes colloquially,
experiencing houselessness.
yeah, or experiencing houselessness. Like colloquially, I think it's like much easier to just say homeless person, right? As long as you like identify them as a human being. But when I hear transient, I just know how fucking loaded that term is. And I know what that implies. Like you're just saying they're not human at that point. They're like automatically like a bad person. Like they're automatically a criminal that's violent and needs to be dealt with violent force.
And
anyway,
that's what we believe.
Yeah.
Something. My department requires me to do something when somebody steals something. Now,
I have a
do I
quick-
think it's right? No, but he's hungry. It's my job, so I have to do something or I'm going to get fired. Can I pull out my card and pay
I've
for
done
it?
that.
No,
Yep. I've done that.
But I can't. My department doesn't allow me to do that, so I can't do that. I have to do something. They say, hey, I want him to go to jail. He's going to jail based on what that person said. With your situation, if she would have took the knife to the officer, that's justified to me, right? In my eyes.
Yeah.
Now, do we have being justified and dealing with the consequences?
Historically,
are two different
good
things.
dudes just
I'm
following
totally
orders.
accountable.
Yeah.
My years in prison made me 100% accountable for me in every action that I do and every thought that I make. So I've served federal and state prison. I have a parole until 2036 for narcotics.
God damn.
I've never hurt anybody. Nobody's ever overdosed from my drugs. I just got
She
caught.
said, I got the good shit. Sorry.
Yeah,
It's like
clean.
nobody's ever overdosed is pure. It's fucked up.
Under the Reagan laws, I was raised in there. I've created my deepest friendships that I have in there. I've left women behind in there. The problem is that when I found myself in trouble since I've been home, the last number I would call is anything with a 11, 211, 411, or 911. My loss of faith and belief in the whole entire police community is gone.
Yeah, they don't give a shit. They don't because you're an ex-con, so they think that like you
deserve it.
Yeah, you deserve it, or no, they think that like, of course you're not gonna call the cops. You're a criminal still. Like that's what their attitude is. 100%.
Yeah, I also just want to say, like, because the work that I do now, I specialize in parole and I represent people who are going through the parole process. Parole, just remember, just because you're out of prison doesn't mean it's over for you. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like parole is a horrible thing. The constraints it can put upon a person, you know, they have to go every week, twice a week to an office while they're also trying to maintain a job. And it's really hard to get a job if you're a felon, a convicted felon. Like, it will destabilize and create many problems in your life. And of course, if you have a little problem here, you don't go, you curfew, blah, blah, blah. All of a sudden you end up back upstate. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it's crazy. 2036, think of how many years that is.
Yeah, no, it's unjustifiable. It is so undesirably cruel. It is so inhumane. It is so fucked up. The fact that your sentence continues outside of prison, like they already tortured you inside prison, and then they're like consistently torturing you. The state is torturing you outside of prison too. It is so fucked up. I don't know. I mean, and oftentimes that actually causes more trouble for you. As you guys know, Jeff Woodick, friend of the show, literally went to jail because he was on probation, again, for drugs. And then he thought that it would be better to evade the police on a motorbike instead of, get arrested, because they would fucking harass him every single time that he was like in anything, in any kind of circumstance. And then he had to go to literally a Los Angeles County jail, which is like, no one should go there, honestly. It is unimaginable. It's unimaginably fucked up. Or at least if you're going to evade the police with a bike, make sure you get away with it, is what I say.
Hell yeah.
Which she had
that's legal
many
advice.
times prior. Yeah, that is legal advice. For sure.
It's not.
If we had no police, the world would be 10x worse. First of all, automatically, I don't even agree with abolition, like full-blown abolition, as we've talked about already. But like, just looking at the numbers, like the amount of crime that cops are committing, and these guys basically admitted, by the way, on camera, if there were no police, like you would eliminate 800,000 people committing crimes daily. So that's a pretty fucking sizable number of crimes that you would eradicate. Maybe some people will be like, nah, the only thing holding me back is these fucking boys in the blue, baby. Maybe that's what was happening, okay? Maybe that was what's happening to some fucking freak like you. You were like, I'm gonna go do awful shit now that, like, cops are not around, okay? Which is just another self-report by you. I'm gonna keep it real. Even then, I think, like, if you just eliminated that as an institution, it would be 800,000 people that are consistently doing crimes that would not be able to.
And all the money you could use on other things.
Yeah. The center of the matter is almost all normies feel like cops really keep them safe from chaos when they literally do not. Yeah, and there's nothing you can really do about...
Is that true, though? Because I feel like a lot of people that I know, like my mom is pretty, is a normie, and she does not like interacting with police the times that she's had to do it. And I feel like that's the case for a lot of people. They have bad experiences interacting with the cops.
I'll tell you this much. My experiences interacting with cops have dramatically changed. I will admit that in my real world experience. It went from dudes whose opinion shifted radically when they saw what my name was on my license to, let's say, a lot more kind when they if they come to my house, for example. And I think that is quite literally because of
George Soros.
No, I think that's that's the reason. No, it's because I have a nice car and I have a nice house. So when they see that, they go, "Oh, this motherfucker's paying for my salary." They don't treat people. Everyone's paying for their salary, but they don't treat people with the same fucking kindness and respect because they literally are like. They're like trained dogs. It's weird, like the way that they behave, the way they operate. Now, that doesn't mean that they're not still fucking gigantic pieces of shit in almost every other circumstance or in every other scenario or even in the scenario that I described. They still are. But in comparison to my other experiences with cops, and I've talked about it many, many times over on this broadcast, especially when I was younger or even like not all that long ago, it's a dramatic shift. And I only notice that when you have one way to signal the level of money that you have, and it shouldn't be that way at all. And it's weird that like that change, that snap judgment they make is like odd.
Well, I think it's also a threatening thing, right? Like you have the resources and like where they see somebody and they're like, oh, I don't want to create a problem with this person because they could actually make my life annoying. Whereas somebody who is living on the street or living in a very, very poor area or something like that, like they know that nothing's going to happen if they do something.
Yeah. Yeah, you have no legal recourse unless you got a motherfucking public defender on your side.
Hell
you know
yeah,
what I'm
baby,
saying?
we got you. Or you got the blizzy.
And who do you call when you get Robin if there are no cops anymore? Is always a fun fucking question. Brother, this reeks of you live in fucking like some bumfuck part, some like super fucking rural area, I guess. Because like there is no shot. There's zero fucking shot that you've ever been robbed and actually had to interact with the police after that has happened to you. As someone who has experienced that, let me tell you something, okay? They don't do shit. The fuck do you mean? What is this, a movie? You think cops are like, oh my God, sir, grand larceny? Let me take care of that real quick, sir. Let me snap right into action, okay? The fuck are you talking about, dude? What are you talking about? Just asking Sawi? Don't fucking do a cry face. When has a cop been like, oh man, really got to do my job here, okay? There is no other line of work where you are routinely rewarded with like Nordic style social democratic benefits packages and like a pension plan and incredible amount of work security, job security, while you just don't do anything that you're supposed to do. And then also on top of that, you like literally are above the law. You could just like violate it all the time. What? Why are you looking at me like that?
I don't know, because I thought you were going to make fun of me for eating another.
No, it's not. I'm not going to make fun of you, even though I did call 911 earlier to arrest you for fucking downing those.
Yeah, well, Nicole showed up, but I'm the Rizzler, so it's
fine. Nicole showed up, said, oh my God, put a gun to my head.
He's got a gun.
Yeah, you file the police report and then you file the insurance claim. That is the main purpose, okay, of police in that situation. That's it. Nothing else. Let's be fucking real.
It ain't no 2% of you in my eyes. There ain't no 1%, because you might be a hero one day, and then 16 years later, back against the corner, lose everything you stood for. And it happens. We're humans.
Just a prompt. Anything that you've done to get you.
I see what you're saying, but man, come to Minneapolis for a week. MPD is so short-staffed. There's been almost 4,000 car thefts this year alone, and we are not even halfway through the year. Assaults are looking to be almost double last year. You know what's crazy about that take? How many fucking car thefts do you think are happening in like super wealthy neighborhoods, for example? That's where all the nice cars are. Why are there not? And there's no cops in fucking wealthy neighborhoods. So what's up? Why are there not more car thefts happening in? Why are there more car thefts happening in Minneapolis than like a wealthier part of town? Okay. Why? It almost feels like, a lot of the teenagers that are stealing these cars, okay, for joyriding and whatnot, have absolutely zero fuck all to do. They have nothing else going on. That's not justifying this, by the way. But, like, also, the idea that the MPD is, like, stopping fucking Grand Theft Auto is so stupid to me. Like, when I anecdotally have two fucking close friends that have had their car stolen here in Los Angeles, okay, and the LAPD just fucked off, and basically they had to steal their cars back themselves, okay?
Yeah, but that's cool, though.
Like, that's insane to me. It's insane. It's fucking nuts. Like, dog, $8 million every day that these motherfuckers are burning through, okay?
Oh, wow. That's little.
Well,
it's 29 million in New York City.
Yeah, well, they got way
yeah, we
way
got,
bigger
we
problems.
got a little bit more money, so pretty cool.
The notion that like cops are stopping fucking criminals from stealing cars is such a silly, stupid one. Anyway, the point is, address the root causes of why that crime is happening. I'm willing to bet if you shaved off a percentage of their fucking budget and directly gave it to like after school programs and things of that nature, like social programs in the fucking targeted neighborhoods, instead of like over policing said targeted neighborhoods, you would literally eradicate that kind of car theft. Like, it would be a significantly better ROI if you were to do that.
You know what's amazing?
What?
That's an abolitionist way of thinking, Hasan.
What? I know. That's why I said we agree on like 98% of things, okay? This is ridiculous. But yes, you're right. I know.
Where you were was never justified.
If you look at justifiable, no, I was greedy. I was taught to hustle.
But why did you start?
Because I was hungry.
You were justified, but you're still going to get arrested. That's what I'm saying.
No, I don't justify it. I'm accountable. See, there's a difference. You can't.
That's not what I'm saying. I understand where you come from, but I'm still going to arrest you. I'm still going to do my job.
Because this is a job.
Yeah, I'm still going to do it. So I understand your story. I hear
I'm
you,
still doing
but you're still going to jail. That's what I'm saying. Is it justified? I get it. You were hungry. You had to do what you had to do. You had to do what you had to do to survive. I get it. But you're still going to jail.
You're
Sick. That's a good. Yeah.
No, I get it, but you need to go to jail right now.
No, like, dude, what's happening with this guy? Like,
he's having a really hard day.
Was he like this, or did the police force like basically, whip him into this thing that he has become? I don't understand it.
I mean, it's kind of interesting because for this guy, it feels like you're watching him experience cognitive dissonance. You know what I mean? Like
100%.
He's like, but you do have to go to jail, and that is my job. And it's like he can't, thread the needle or whatever.
We're halfway through the dono matching that Alex's bald head donated. We're at $5,380. Okay, 5 more thousand to dono match, and we have 26 more minutes to complete the dono matching,
and only 12,000 away from my beautiful, stunning locks.
Yeah, exactly. They're gonna get chopped, baby. But if you want to chop off the top of the hour ad break proportion of the broadcast, all you need to do is subscribe for $5 or free with a Twitch Prime by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account with a $5 a month subscription, or a free one in the form of Twitch Prime, or by getting a gift to this up. Here's a 3-minute ad break now. We got our car stolen in Minneapolis. Cops accused us of drunk driving and then left. Case closed. There you go.
They did it.
What do you mean? That's good policing.
Yeah,
that's good police work. They cleared it.
That's the stuff that I'm talking about.
Yeah. What? I don't understand. Minneapolis spends $250 million on police a year, spending $50 million on healthcare and $2.5 million on the arts, by the way. Yeah, why would you do arts? That's gay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't like the arts.
Yeah, ew. I understand your situation, but I need to do violence to you now. Yeah, that's literally what he said. He's like, oh, you're hungry? Sorry. He's still going to jail.
I feel you, but...
That's insane.
You're doing a job that the department told you to do.
Right.
You just said that, would you want it to come out your pocket to probably feed the person that was stealing something because they're hungry? Because in your humanity, you know what it's like to be hungry.
Agreed.
But in your job, you know that if you don't do what you're told, and
Get 'em, Donna.
the procedures and stuff, that you're going to get in trouble. You probably lose that job, and that's not something you want to do because you also have to feed your family
Agreed.
and feed yourself, right?
Absolutely.
So I think we can all agree, some of you have good intentions and you go in with that. But it's a department that has a culture of violence. You can't help but to pick up some of those traits.
Wait, I disagree with you, actually. I disagree with you.
Or you think some of them do have good intentions?
I think, look, it's a cultural, it's so cultural. It's so cultural, don't you think?
Yeah, no, I know. I understand. Yes, people
I'm
do
too
join.
sincere for you. I think.
No, I know. People do join the no. People do join the police force thinking that they're like actually going to protect and serve. There is certainly a lot of media that reflects that false notion. So they like literally think that that is the case. And then they get, I think they get captivated by like the blue life mentality or like the
camaraderie.
The camaraderie, the
warrior, the like warrior.
Yeah,
stuff.
all of that. Like, there's just so much. Brainwashing that's occurring as well, and then that blue brotherhood just like kicks in, and then you're just doing it. You're doing it. Doesn't matter if you started off.
I don't forgive them.
It doesn't matter if you started off with good intentions. I say the same thing about veterans as well. Like, it's the same principle, if not even worse, because like the idea that like veterans are like protecting America is the honorable thing to do. Like all this shit is like so permanently a part of like our understandings of society that people join, especially the recruitment practices are super predatory as well, even worse than cops in that regard. So I get it. Like you just get caught up in it.
Would you ever wear a uniform? Would you ever steal valor?
I have.
Okay.
Like many times. I do it I do it as a Olympic sport almost.
Okay.
Like regularly.
Number one, because you want your job. Number one. So I served 27 years in prison, in a maximum security prison for women.
Christ.
I had a
what'd she
sentence
do?
of 25 to life for the crimes of kidnapping and murder. That's what I was convicted of.
Shit.
Did I do it? That's a different story. No person that represented a system helped me. Punishment has become the response to every damn thing in this country.
Because it's like we're out in the street living every day to survive.
wild.
We're out in the street doing our own thing.
Kidnapping and
when
murder,
you guys as
especially if you
colleagues
didn't
come
do it, is
after
crazy.
us, like at what point does it justify your colleagues to do all that stuff just because they have that badge? When y'all colleagues are shooting at us, how does that justify you guys' crimes? That's what I understood from her. I understood like when you guys are, that's what I got.
Because I was agreeing with what she's saying.
You're out in the streets and you guys come and do all this and that. Well, who's calling? Who's calling us to get to where you're at?
All right, let me give you a perfect example, all right?
Okay.
Let's say I have a broken down car.
Okay.
I have a broken down car and nobody called you. You just happen to see a broken down car. And I have my emergency lights on too, so I'm declaring that I'm having an emergency situation.
Okay.
You see me out and about, I'm on my phone, I'm in a safe area on this side, on the right side of my vehicle where I'm not in imminent danger. I'm following all my protocols. Let's say I even go as far as putting a road flare or a cone from like a traffic kit. I cover all my T's and A's, I'm literally trying to avoid you because I don't like you. So I'm doing everything I gotta do, but here you go. Woo, 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 woo. Hey, what's up? Do you need help? And I'm like, no, sir, I don't need any help. I've called AAA, they're on their way. I verbally communicated with you that I'm good. I'm in no imminent danger. I've put my cones up. I'm waiting for AAA. I've relayed to you, verbally communicated that I'm okay. I'm not bleeding. You're not seeing anything going on with me that would attract you to come after me. But here you are grabbing at your belt, pulling at your thing. just seeking for something to go after. Immediately see, like you're like a predator, bro. You're literally hawking eye into your target and you're like, I'm gonna get him. Boom, and then here you go. You been drinking today? I'm like, bro, I just told you I don't need your help. Like I'm sitting here waiting for my AAA to come with a flat tire because I got a wheel lock. Okay. Oh, so, but have you been drinking today? Are you on probation or parole? Immediately it's like, dude, I'm in distress. I've advised you I don't need your help. Right. Put up all my flares, crossed all my T's, dotted all my I's, but you continue to push the subject.
Yeah.
Have you ever go as far as like pulling your gun? Why are you getting hostile, sir?
Yeah, I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm just saying.
Why are you getting hostile, sir? Click. You good?
Yeah, so
I feel like you're getting hostile, sir. Put your hands where I can see them. Click. Okay. There we go.
So I'm going to tell you what I always used to say in the streets when I work
I mean,
patrol.
do we agree here?
He's got a gun.
I'm going to tell you what I always say in patrols. You know, and this is what I said in my earlier comment where we get painted with this broad brush. First of all, I would have given you a ride. When you say you, I just want to make sure and be clear that me personally.
That's why I have AAA though. I don't need a ride.
Hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish. What I'm saying is that in my mind, you're speaking about me personally. I would have helped you no matter what.
But I don't need your help. I've advised you.
I would have done a different
when you were 10
and you
feet
know
away,
what?
and you
And
kept
I
coming
would have went
towards
to
me.
I would have took off
When
and
you
went
were
to
like
Starbucks
15
and got a
feet
cup.
away.
I would have took off, went to Starbucks and got a cup. I understand that. But what I'm saying is that I'm going to tell you what I always used to say when I used to work in the streets. You know what? I can't speak and I can't feel what you feel.
So why did you?
Let me finish.
See what I mean?
Let me finish.
You guys are predators, bro. Exactly. Nobody called you. Who called you?
You're not letting me
so
finish.
who called you?
You're not letting me
But
finish.
that was my question. That was your question, right? Who called you?
Did I let you speak?
But nobody called you.
Can I speak? Can I say something? Because I feel like
He doesn't understand the. Can we get a
Fuck this guy.
protocol here, the Q&A, where he talks and then I talk because he's not letting me talk.
Okay, you can respond and then I want to hear from Star and then you have to go to the next one.
Can you just please let me finish? Okay.
I mean, I'm answering the valid points validly, you know. Just saying.
You're not letting me. You know what? Disregard.
it's good. We don't gotta agree, but you know, I gotta say like
what I'm trying to.
But you gotta have more patience as a police officer.
Well, no,
you just got a quick snap and I can see it.
You always gotta be right.
No,
Like,
I'm
you
just
always gotta be
arguing. When
right.
I
So
argue,
mad.
I always let the person speak as much as you can.
I think he just
and
wants.
then once
Wait, look at his face. Hold
The
on, wait.
crime that was committed, like when I was a kid, I want.
It's validly, you know. Just saying.
You're not letting me. You know what?
Look how angry he
It's
is.
good. We don't
You're not
gotta
letting
agree,
me
but you know, I
finish.
gotta say like
what I'm trying
But you gotta have more patience as a police officer.
Well, no, it's
Look, watch- look at
You
his
just
face.
got a quick
Look at his-
snap and I
look
can
at him.
see it.
You always gotta be right.
No,
Like,
I'm
you
just
don't always gotta be
arguing. When I
right.
argue, I always let the person speak as much as you can.
I think he just
and
wants.
then once.
The crime that was committed, like when I was a kid, I
never
wanted to
seen
be a
him
cop.
more angry.
I saw the cops. I grew up in the 90s, so they would give baseball cards, and I thought the cops were the coolest things because I had a real bad childhood, like with my parents, and I didn't really have friends like that. But the cops would be there. But the second I got my lowrider bike, like the cops would pull me over and give me tickets, and I'd be like, why don't you stop them over there? It's like, well, we're stopping you. How are we gonna stop them? And then I would get tickets constantly. I was just a kid. I didn't know what I was doing. I like the lowrider culture, and they would give me tickets all the time. Then my parents would be like, why are you getting tickets? Like, I don't know. They just keep stopping me. And then like maybe I'll ditch school, and the cops will like, you know, like
You should get a
sometimes they'll.
lowrider.
Are you good? How do you feel about
what?
About the current donation number?
It's good. We're at 40K.
Yeah. What's gonna happen in $10,000 extra?
You're gonna make me look like a thumb.
Is
what's gonna happen.
It'll be cool. It'll maybe like impact. It'll. Like the judge will look at you and go, "That's an upstanding citizen right there. He seems like a cop."
They're gonna. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
They're gonna assign me cop at birth.
Yeah.
I do think when I when I just have a mustache.
Oh, it's at 3x right now? Wait, what the fuck? Oh, there's triple donation matching happening right now. Anonymous is matching up to $500, and Alex's bald head, whoever that guy is matching up to $10,000. 16 minutes remaining on that.
1616. Get him in right now. Matching happening.
Such an asshole. You would never put up your hair for charity like Lolo. Yeah, I know. I'm a bad guy here.
Thank you. He is a bad guy,
Yeah.
and I'm glad you all recognize it.
Yeah, I am such a bad guy. I make no I make no sacrifices famously.
I'm just trying to keep him in check and hold him accountable.
How long has it been since you started? We started at like 4:30.
Get me from a certain neighborhood and drop me off in like far away from my house, like, or sometimes, and I was a minor, and they'll get me from the streets and take me to the police station, which I found out later was illegal. And they made me to who I am, and they made me think that I was a bad guy until like I realized almost like 13 years ago, I don't got to be that bad guy no more. But the cops made me who I was.
And I'll share, like, I've never served any time like that. I was arrested as a 13-year-old. You know, literally, I still looked like I was 10. I was smoking weed at the park, and I got immediately apprehended, taken into custody. I got handcuffed behind my back, and then I got placed in a cop car with no divider. It was like a park cop, you know. So no divider.
I don't believe you. Sorry. Also, Hasan owes us an ice cream taste test. I said it at 45K. Right? Didn't I say ice cream taste test at 45K?
These are yummy.
But then ones are even less minty.
It's good. It's just like a,
I just don't understand why you would get this instead of getting a regular Oreo. The regular Oreo is so much better.
I just like it.
You're weird.
And then when he started asking me about my name and stuff, so I was like the adolescent phases. I didn't want to answer him. I didn't have to.
Why not though?
He's a minor.
Because I'm a minor. You don't have to interrogate me without my parents.
You don't have the right to talk to them.
That's incorrect. You committed a crime.
Bald Alex preview, they said.
Looks good.
Yeah. Wait, what did... Sorry.
Placed in a cop car with no divider. It was like a park cop, you know. So no divider. And then when he started asking me about my name and stuff, so I was like the adolescent phases. I didn't want to answer him. I didn't have to.
Why not though?
He's a minor.
Because I'm a minor. You don't have to interrogate me without my parents.
You don't have the right to talk to them.
Bro, he's literally copying him right now, even though this is something that happened in the past, where clearly he was in the right and the cop was in the fucking wrong. And the cop instinctively is still like, well, duh, why don't you answer him then? Well, what's up? Like, bro, what do you mean?
You can't turn it off.
If I fucking went to your goddamn house or when you're in the park with your fucking children and I came up to you and I started asking you fucking random ass questions, you'd be pissed off. You're like, fuck off, dude. You have no authority here. Similar situation.
That's incorrect. You committed a crime.
See? But I mean,
But I don't think you're well.
All right,
One second.
Gotcha.
So without the barrier, and he kept asking me questions, and I just simply didn't want to answer him. I didn't have to at that point, you know?
What was his crime? I missed that part. Chat, what did he say?
This is when he was
He was a minor. He was like 13 years old.
No, I think it was just smoking weed in the park.
I was smoking weed in the park. Oh, kill him. What do you mean? Oh, my bad. I thought he like actually did nothing. I didn't realize he was smoking weed at a park. That's a death sentence, I think.
So he got upset that I didn't,
They're hearing
volunteer
Kaya's
with whatever
squeaky
his
toy in the
demands were,
background.
and he just punched me in the chest as a handcuffed 13-year-old kid,
my
knocked
God,
the
we're
wind
so
out of me.
close to 50
Whatever,
right
It went as far as violating my rights. I never even knew that I could have told his commanding officers or even the watch commander once I got to the jail, yo, this guy like sucker punched me in the chest, like he knocked the wind out of me, he abused me, he abused a minor. I didn't know any of that. Now that I'm an adult, because I'm a felon, because of course that, escalated into more things like getting marijuana. And marijuana was hella illegal back then. I'll be damned if you guys mess with me like all over again. And that has happened to me.
I get it.
That's why I got road flares in my car. That's why I keep like a kid.
I get it.
I cross all my T's and dot all my I's, dude.
Criminals who commit violent felonies don't deserve certain legal rights.
You know what? I'm sorry, I can't do this.
Oh, man.
Episode no more. It's not making any sense. The questions just don't make sense to me. I can't really get my point across how I want to. And
good for him,
the
man,
questions are
honestly.
Kind of like reverse. It's like you're asking the question, but you kind of.
I
can't do it.
Yeah, he's saying like these are incredibly suggestive questions, which are super fucking loaded and kind of bullshit. That's like his life.
Yeah.
Obviously, those in the power position here don't give a fuck.
Right.
But those who are powerless in the face of the system, well, their situation is going to be a little bit different. Now, we consume this Jubilee content all the time. and this happens all the time. Like it'll be like trans people versus transphobes. You know what I mean? Like sex workers versus like incel perverts. You know what I mean? And it's like, yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense that like this dude was like, what the fuck is this shit?
I totally understand. You can always share.
Yeah, it's a bad video with two biased parties.
Biased?
What do you mean biased, bro? wait, he says smoking weed in public. Like, oh, I get where you're coming from then. Like, I was joking when I said they should shoot him for that, for the record.
I mean, we kind of talked about this yesterday, like as far as this question prompt goes in terms of like the definitions of violent crimes, right? Because people think violent crime and then they have an idea in their head, but there are a lot of things that are defined as violent crimes that you wouldn't actually think as violent, like certain drug crimes.
Yeah, like beating a child who was fucking being annoying.
Yeah.
It's fucked up. It should be allowed. Why won't they let me?
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That's what you were saying.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
Okay,
But
cool.
also, I think the best example is with burglary, actually, because burglary is considered a violent crime, and only 2 or 3% of burglaries actually have like a conflict like a violent conflict that happens between two people. Most of them are like in places that are empty, blah blah blah.
Yeah,
it's more of the possibility of it. But
yeah, and by the way, the 2 to 3% that you're referencing is when the fucking robbers fucked up. Okay, why would you, if you're trying to steal shit, why the fuck would you be like, oh man, I can't wait. I hope there's someone there while I'm stealing shit that stops me from doing it. You know, no one is like, no one is trying to actively harm another person. They're just trying to fucking get a bag. Okay,
I am.
Except for Alex, he's
I am
actively
trying to harm people, which is why I to say these things.
After a felon is released, should they not get rights? Otherwise, they mean that people inherently don't believe in the correctional process.
Yeah,
bro, fuck being released. I think I think felons should have. I think
why don't they get the right to
who
vote
are
in prison?
Yeah, people who are in prison should have rights. It's fucking insane that they don't. It blows my mind that they don't actually. And everyone always goes like, yeah, what about pedophiles? Like, do you think pedophiles? Yes, they should be able to vote. What do you think they're gonna do? Lower the age of consent more? Guess what? The entire Republican Party is doing that all the fucking time anyway. Okay, they're over here advocating for child marriages and shit. It's like it's so stupid. It's so stupid. What do you think? Like all the pedophile criminals are gonna get together and be like, this is our lobbying effort to fucking lower the age of consent laws. Guys, they're going to vote to make crime legal, dude. What the fuck?
Wait, can we do that?
Yeah. Anyway, there's so many prisoners, they will legalize murder. Do you want the Boston Marathon bomber to vote? I'm like, yeah, it's one vote, idiot. Like, shut the fuck up. Who cares?
Mark
Whether
Wahlberg
you
is
agree
not
or
going to be
disagree.
pleased with you.
Yeah.
And I can't be on camera doing that.
I totally
I'm trying to
understand.
get my point across at the police. You know what I mean? But
So
I
you
can't
hit
do that.
45K on your
I
mint.
can't do that, and
Your
like,
mint.
there's no point in me doing
What? What'd you say?
I'm holding you accountable.
Can we take a smoke break then?
Yeah, no, you can speak. No, totally.
Oh, I can? Oh, yes.
I said you.
Is there something wrong with your
the
mic?
other side. Step forward if you agree.
What? What's happening? I'm sorry. What's going on? What were you saying?
I said that it's time.
What is it?
Time for you to eat chocolate.
I can hear you.
He's
I don't
trying
know
to
what
get out of
happened.
it. He's trying to get out of it.
What happened? I don't know what you're talking about.
They're telling me to speak into the mic.
Yeah, I like that they think that that it's
he's
your
the
fault.
devil, and he's pressing the button over and over again.
Sorry, let's continue. This is actually a really good
I
video.
think,
I'm sorry that I'm
it's
like
part of
fucking
their
it up a
job
little
to
bit.
put fear in us, but it shouldn't. You know, every time just for a traffic ticket or just being stopped on the street, it was always like guns drawn right away. You know, and every time they point their guns at me, especially towards my back when I'm not even looking, like it just gives me this fear. Like, and then not only that, they like to manhandle you. They like to like grip on your knuckles when you I already know the procedure. I spread my legs and I try to do everything right, and they still try to manhandle you each time. They try to like hold you so you could react and do something. It's like that it's like their job is to incriminate us. And for every traffic ticket,
Even structurally speaking, okay, handcuffs are created to contort your body in a way that it does not want to be in, okay? If you get handcuffed behind your back, it's a very, very uncomfortable situation, and you automatically, like, you physically snap back at it, okay? Almost every part of, like, police apprehension techniques revolve around what they call pain compliance, which is, you know, it can get really fucked up and, like, actually hit, like, nerve points and shit like that. But basically, every part of the police apprehension techniques are basically incredibly violent, and your body, even if you don't want to do something, even if you don't want to react, you end up reacting because your body's not supposed to fucking contort that way. So then they can justify further brutalizing you and beat the shit out of you, which they often do. Anyway, so just remember that. That's why whenever they are fucking yelling like, stop resisting, half the time no one is actually resisting, and they're trained to say that so that onlookers think that this person deserves to be violently brutalized. But also on top of that, you know, even if the cop genuinely thinks that this person is resisting, they think that because the guy is just a human, a normal human.
It was always like...
Sorry.
What? Go ahead.
I would just also add, like, you know, my clients don't have any reason to, like, be dishonest with me or lie to me about what they're experiencing, you know what I mean? And so often they're in these, especially handcuffs, especially even when they're still incarcerated, they're getting moved around. It's not all the time, but a lot of the time they will purposefully, you know, make them extremely tight, and they'll be marked up.
Oh,
and
yeah.
they'll be bleeding, and, like, it's not an exaggeration, you know what I mean? That's something that people experience every day, especially incarcerated people. And it's, I just want to add that. I don't know, but it's true.
Yeah.
I always had my driver license, my insurance, so every time they will come at me, I'll start cursing them out. Like, that was me. That was my whole, from ever since I turned 18 to I was like 30, I was just cursing them out every chance I get, and I'll love it because they'll give me a ticket each time, and I'll be like, okay, like, I don't care, like, I'm paying for my freedom, and that was the cost of my freedom, but I did fear for my life each time. Every time, like, they manhandle me and talk down to me, all I would think about was my kids. Like, damn, if my kids wanted to see how these people act, because my kids look up to me, but to see the cops, like, act this way and then laugh about it, you know, who are these people? Like, they bring fear to the community. They don't bring any peace or nothing like that.
Andrew says, I've mentioned it before, but worst cop interaction is them bringing a guy after a shootout to my ICU. They watched every move we made when cleaning him up. He was shot in all 4 limbs, in each humerus and each femur. All 4 bones were shattered. They 100% held him down.
Jesus Christ.
6 officers were suspended a week later. I've never seen cops so nervous. They could only really bug us about cleaning a shooting hand for forensic bullshit, but we don't have to tell them anything about the care otherwise. Wonder why they got fucking suspended. Hopefully they got suspended with pay, though, because they're, you know, honest guys. Obviously, automatically. Clearly they were in the right in every altercation, including that one, most likely. Yeah.
Desk duty, baby.
Like that, you know, and that's how I grew up. I grew up with so much aggression towards the cops, like so much aggression, until I realized, you know what, I'm not who they made me to be.
I have a dangerous job, just like how you have children. I don't know if everybody has children.
What? You don't have a dangerous job. You don't have a dangerous job. Like, landscapers have a more dangerous job, okay?
Pizza delivery guys.
Pizza delivery guys have a more dangerous job. Taxi drivers have a more dangerous job. Most other classic jobs that you think of are significantly more dangerous. You are not even in the top 20 at this point. You are not cracking the top 20 most dangerous jobs in America. Shut the fuck up, okay? Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Roofers have a more dangerous job. Exactly.
Oh, yeah, lumberjacks are notoriously, that's a pretty dangerous job.
Yeah. Deep sea fishermen or crab fishermen.
Hell yeah.
More dangerous job. Okay? It's stupid. It is so fucking stupid. Okay?
I want to go home to see my children, so I don't necessarily fear the other side. I just fear what could happen if I let my guard down while I'm doing my job. And that's it. Once you start off aggressive, I kind of have to match that, because in the back of my head, why are you being aggressive? I have to understand, hey, he's being aggressive for...
I don't know, maybe because you're like a fucking psychopath with an arsenal of weapons and also no legal setbacks if you use them on someone. like no professional setbacks if you use them on someone, and no legal hurdles that you need to clear either. So I feel like that kind of is terrifying. I try to explain this to people all the fucking time. I'm like, when people are just so conditioned into being like, cops are here to protect us, what the fuck are you talking about? I'm like, dude, what do you mean? 86% of cops are Republican, first and foremost. So just remember that. So you have a group, you have an armed, like, organized group of fucking individuals who are like barely trained, but have all of the fucking arsenal on the planet and with no legal repercussions if they use it on you. Why wouldn't you be afraid? Like, you have a gun. This person I'm talking to has a fucking gun and has his hand on it. Why wouldn't I be afraid? What human being would look to that situation and be like, I'm totally calm here. This seems totally normal. Like, you can kill me and get away with it. Of course I'm going to be fucking tense. It's so stupid.
I wouldn't be tense. I'm built different.
Yeah, no, totally.
For some reason, I don't want to die. I don't want you to die. You don't want.
Oh, another thing I've noticed is that, like, yeah, I do yell at cops a lot. I'm not even kidding. I think cops are like they are literally like dogs. They respond to authority.
Just like,
don't do that if you're obviously not white and you know, in your fucking $7 gazillion mansion in in Los Angeles. But definitely, like,
class trader.
The experiences that dude, it is so weird, man. The experiences are so dramatically different. I could be in an apartment down the street and I would not be able to get away with it, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just.
Oh, play the little Lopez clip, because Ricky, I'm going to see Ricky after this.
Oh, we'll watch it after this.
Let's
finish this.
I would hope that you don't want me to die, and we just meet in the middle right there.
Yeah, actually, back then I would hope a car hits them or something, because the cops will come out with their guns drawn. It wasn't even like, I'll just be spooked, and once they come to me, I'll be like, you motherfucker. Like, I'll just go off on them.
In my younger days, like, I'd never just pointed my gun for no reason, but I was, what the, whoa. Now it's like, oh, okay.
I mean, it's just interesting how all you guys stayed back there and
man.
didn't come. And I think you guys decided to come and show that you do have fear, but I don't think you guys really fear us, the way we fear you. You keep saying that it's not you, and he's gonna.
First of all, again, the dynamic is so insane. Like, to describe that is so wild. I don't know how or why we would even need to do so. You have a gun. I don't. You can use that gun and not get in trouble. I don't have a gun to begin with, but if I did and I used it, I would definitely get in trouble. The dynamic is very clear to me. I don't know why it's not clear to anyone else for some reason that don't understand it. Like, even if you are a law-abiding citizen, even if you are a cop lover, if you will, it's still perfectly fucking reasonable to be a little tense in a situation where the dude in front of you is armed to the fucking gills and, willing and able to use it with no accountability whatsoever.
Keep saying that it's not him. So who is it? Nobody?
As if it's black and white. Do I fear you? No. I don't even know you to fear you.
I signed up for the fact that one day I'm going to get shot. And 20 plus years ago, I couldn't agree with you more. I totally understand that brutality and how we treat people. We treat them like shit. I get that. Fast forward 25 years ago, because of all that treatment that we did, now you have ambushes. You have situations where suspects, people are coming up at cops and just executing them. And
dude,
it's happening every day.
Dude, it's so crazy.
It's happening daily.
Nicole.
I know. Well, that's why
Nicole luckily is able to, like, John Wicker situation out of it, but like,
hell yeah.
Yeah, she does gun kata, I hear. Do you know what that is?
Yes, absolutely.
Equilibrium?
Yeah,
okay. Yeah. It's crazy. Marlon is supposed to be a spokesman for the police here, and I have heard him only bring up Uvalde as a way to defend cops.
Smartest
famously,
cop.
Yeah,
Smartest
literally,
cop.
famously one of the best moments for the entire American police force. And then just routinely say, like, oh, dude, they're doing, like, ambushes all the time on cops. They're just executing them all the time.
And, so when the prompt says, do I fear the other side? Well, yeah, I mean, the other side is someone who wants to take my life out and doesn't even know me.
This contention, like,
he's just making shit up, basically.
Well, not only is he making shit up, but he might genuinely actually believe the psychotic nonsense that he's spewing, which is really terrifying and basically shows you why they're so fucking quick to be violent. And the warrior training paired along with all this, obviously, is further justification. They're constantly getting fed this like line that they are under attack all the time. They're the sheepdogs and the wolves are coming, and they're fucking terrified. They're pussies. They're cowards.
And I suppose that's a consequence of what happened decades ago, where we did treat people like.
I just had to say this.
It stopped.
Let's be clear.
It stopped after that.
What we're hearing right now, there's trauma, right? And
Yes.
this is triggering.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? And so what we're going off of our reality, what's happened and what continues to happen, it causes us as human beings to become defensive. It causes us to become protective. It causes us to become things that we're not.
But it
we weren't
shouldn't.
born to, and it shouldn't.
It shouldn't.
Exactly.
Like I should not have to stay inside my house and become an
And I heard
introvert.
it.
And it's like, why can't I enjoy my freedoms? I'm a tax-paying American. I mean, I know I'm a felon and I can't have certain, rights, but when does my fear of you guys impede me from living my life as a free American?
I'm only 30 years old, so I'm dealing with the consequences of what people have done in the past.
That guy's 30?
But it's like, I'm
God
not like
damn.
that. So it's like, hey,
Dude, being a police is not good on the body.
I
okay?
get the trauma, but it's also like, I'm trying to change it. Allow me to change it.
Yeah, you know what, I do have to say something like the cops from the
Marlon's like, I'm 24. Yeah, I feel you, man. I'm 24 years old.
Fresh out of the academy.
Yo, dude, lay off the donuts, buddy boy. Holy
90s
shit.
are very different from the new cops, because now they got a whole bunch of different races. Before, it was mostly whites. Yeah, so that's what I had to deal with in the 90s. But now it's a little different, I could say that.
Can the disagreeer step forward?
I agree with this gentleman here.
So
about
he's racist.
The job has danger factors.
That's why they're over police him.
That's right. They know he's racist.
Because cops hate racism. They hate when others do it. They're like, that's our thing. What the fuck are you doing? Stay in your lane, criminal. Only we get to do it.
Across people out in the field and patrol, I didn't fear them because I treated them with the utmost respect. And I treated them the way I would want my family to be treated if they were on the other end being stopped. I've had arrestees after going to the jail and processing them, getting them food, whatever. A handful would say, you know what, thank you for treating me with the utmost respect.
I honestly,
No one ever said
I
that.
live in anxiety every day. Every time I see a black and white cop car,
I get it.
every time I see red
I
and
get
blue
it.
lights,
I totally
a
get it.
uniform, I hear a little too much keys. I hear I just don't, little noises that come with your guys' uniforms. I sat up here for 15 minutes and was gonna turn around because I did not want to be in a room with 4 people that wore that badge.
Stop. Someone said Leonard is 32 years old. You're a fucking liar. Stop. No.
And it's come to that much of a broken trust because I am the most friendliest human that you'll meet. I trust everything, even a stranger walking. As soon as I see a uniform, I'm totally guarded, and I live in anxiety because of it. Me, with my parole, I could show license, registration, insurance with a smile. Oh, why you got a parole till 2036? Step out of your vehicle. Next thing you know, my little tiny belongings are on the side of the curb, and it's not even getting put back together. And then I'm late for work. Now I gotta explain to a job that hired a felon why I'm late because someone had a pissy day, and they saw that I had a parole date. If you don't know my trauma, I don't expect you to evaluate it. But I don't expect a tough tone either, because it might trigger me, and then we both gonna be all types of bitches.
Totally. Totally get you.
So,
What I want to know is how you guys feel about that we're scared of you guys.
I hate it. Because how do I gauge that? I don't know. I guess I have to continue to ask questions, this and that, third. But I'm like, why the hell? I'm just talking to you. Like, if
I love saying this and that in the third.
It's like the 5th
I've
time
never
you said
heard that before, and now I've heard it too many times. The first time I heard it was too many times.
Sorry, like I said,
Because you can only put an animal in a corner for so long before they fight back. But I think that's what the police wants. I think that they want a war. They want us to fight back. Because I wanted to fight back so long until I realized I wasn't that person, and I had to just go my way, like follow the path that God gave me, and I had to leave that alone. But I did have a uglier path that I was gonna follow. But it's like, the cops. It's like you guys make yourself our enemy.
I don't enjoy conflict.
Well, I'm telling you, we're all scared of you. Everybody I know is scared of the police.
When you interact with me or with any of you guys, I'm going to understand who you are as a person.
I'm gonna be
Now that I
calling-
know she's not a fucking cop and just only doing OnlyFans, like, everything changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Okay, she's just
That's the only reason.
She's just fucking no. She's just like she's LARPing, dude. What the fuck? She was like a cop for a day, and she's like, yeah, everyone was putting guns to my head.
And it kind of goes back to what he had said about match energy with energy. You know.
But if that was the case, I mean, we don't really fear you. We don't.
Astrology
We're not
stuff.
scared. I'm not scared of you one bit. If I had a gun, we could both go at it. We'll do a duel or something like that, and we'll be even. Other than that, I'm not scared of you guys. But it's just
awesome.
the fact that a lot of times we don't have guns, we don't have knives. Like you guys think we're ninjas, that we're just gonna throw a knife or a fork and it's gonna land in your eye, and then you guys, that's not how we live. That's not the reality that we.
That badge gives you guys all the power.
What community are you from? Because I hear twang.
Tennessee.
Okay, so where do you police?
Tennessee.
You police in Tennessee? So
No, she doesn't. She doesn't. She's lying. She's lying, which is, of course, very cop-like of her to lie, as always. At least she's not lying on the stand, you know what I mean? Also known as testa-lying. So commonplace that police have a term for it, okay? Just think about how common that must be. That there is a literally known term for lying on the stand called testa-lying in the police force. Let's continue.
Do you police in the community you grew up in?
I do.
Okay, so out here in LA, it's pretty different. Okay, our police, like the beat, they might live there for 25, 30 years and live over here now because they've made it out.
Well, they never live there, actually. They just live in edge towns that have nothing to do with the communities that they're policing in, ever. They always live in the same fucking neighborhoods. Yeah, they all live in Simi Valley. They drive down in their fucking kitted, lifted Ford F-150 Raptors down into the fucking city. They get in their cruisers and they fucking harass everybody, okay?
Well, don't make it sound cool.
What? That doesn't sound cool at all. I think it's an indication of insecurity, in my opinion. My NYPD Long Island cop uncle said the community policing can't work because then they will live near the criminals and their families will be at risk. Meanwhile, he tells a story about a couple beers later about how he and a cop buddy got him out of a crash charge by placing a dead animal at the scene to say he swerved.
That's innovative.
Yeah. That's literally the only time a cop has been forced to use their brain muscle. Meanwhile, by the way, we are $2,000 away, almost $1,000 away, as a matter of fact, $1,200 away from the inevitable. Ooh-wee.
Or they might actually come from somewhere they wanted to police,
a little,
but they send them to Long Beach.
Good.
You know, so a big factor is that badge that you put on, you took a responsibility to know that I don't trust you. We can have commonalities. I probably can't have a commonality with you even if you said that it was your passion, other than if we could get to the way above you, because you're like the bottom of the trickle effect of the system. Mm-hmm. I need friends way up there.
Yeah.
Once you put on that uniform and that badge, for me, I'm on guard no matter who you are.
You're 100% right. We have a lot of work to do. Shows like this, us coming together and having this dialogue, it's only gonna try to get us.
He's like, I'm gonna think twice before assaulting a homeless person. Like, I'm still gonna do it, but I'm gonna think twice before I do it.
My wife is still in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, when I get home, I will be releasing all of my frustrations on her. But Deborah deserves it for the inevitable divorce court that's coming my way.
You know, not only just the middle ground, but to treat each other as humans. So we have a lot of work to do. I totally get it.
I agree.
Policing is necessary.
I would go
Policing is necessary.
I'd be like, me, sir.
I love the cat.
Oh, you don't do it cold like that. Cold, man.
I agree because I was kidnapped, raped, and tortured, and it was an off-duty LA sheriff officer who was out of jurisdiction playing softball. It was during payphone days. He saw red flags. He was policing. You know, he did his job. He noticed damsel in distress, I guess, and he called local authorities, and the gentleman got a double life sentence due to the horrendous crimes he committed against me. So I do believe that policing is necessary in certain perspectives. However, I'm gonna be biased. I think that y'all don't need a police drug me, no. So I do believe that there is a reason and a purpose for your positions.
I'm sorry that happened to you, and I'm sorry that happened to you. I'm a parent, and I have a daughter, I have a mother, I have a sister, and I would never want anything like that.
Damn, bro. Now we know. He hit all the markers for a guy who definitely would never be bad to women. I have a mother. I came out of a woman. Like, sick, dude.
And what you went through was horrendous, and we have checks and balances in place for that.
Also, notice he didn't mention wife.
He's divorced.
He said, I have a
You know what he
daughter.
needs?
I have a mother. What?
He needs the divorce hits.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, I put that it's in the shelves.
Moving forward with a lot of transparency, I think there are a lot of changes in regards to issues with that. Like I said, I mentioned earlier, I personally arrested 2 of our own officers working internal affairs for the crimes that they committed. It didn't go over well, but it had to be done. And those are the checks and balances of transparency.
He's like, I hated doing it. It was really fucked up. You hate to see a fellow brother in the blue go down like that.
That these agencies have in place. So
We are not a healed race of humans. We are not in a healthy place. We haven't been in a healthy place probably ever. But we have to get there. It's not working. It causes more harm than it does good. Because even if 100 police officers do good, it takes that one to do something so atrocious, so bad, that it just wipes all the good away. And it shouldn't. And it shouldn't, but it does. Hungry people are going to steal.
Do you see that?
See what?
It just says $49,808.
Yeah, well, that's not 50, so...
Yeah, I'm just saying we're very close to $50,000.
We might not get there. Like.
Yeah, probably. I'll just end the stream right here, actually. Just kidding. I will, however, serve a top of the hour ad break, which comes at the top of the hour. If you no longer want to see those ads, you can subscribe for $5 for free with the Twitch Prime by connecting your Amazon Prime account. If you use the $5 to, donate right now, instead of subscribing, you can use the Twitch Prime or get gifted a sub. Here's the 3-minute ad break now. Just saying, instead of subscribing, you should probably just give $5 to the fucking donation fund that will go to a very good cause. Releasing Asian people in prison. I don't know why I said aging like Asian, but releasing aging people in prison campaign.
Thanks for the clarification.
I just wanted to, because they always fucking, see, I heard Asian. Immediately they're going to make fun of me because they'll.
Oh no.
To eat.
Happened?
And that's the thing. We're not looking at the root causes of stuff. Yes.
Oh,
the 4 of you,
shit.
what I'm hearing, you sound like really good human beings that have a job or chose a job to, maybe you wanted to protect and serve and whatever else and knew that there's bad things that happen and you want to help with that. I understand that, and it's true. But it gets lost and it gets murky when we continue to see the things that happen. Policing is necessary, but it depends on how you police.
You don't have clippers, do you?
I do believe y'all need to be policed as well, though.
Oh,
I believe that you as police officers spend way too much time policing.
That's why I didn't want to use that.
Yeah, let's just bring it out. Let's just take a look.
All right.
Do you have a thing that you can put around your neck, or we can put you in a trash bag if you would like? Trash bag's fine. Oh, so you don't have a thing that you can put around your neck?
No, I have a.
Yeah. Okay.
Hold on.
Yeah, I'll bring out the ice cream as well. I'll punish myself a little bit as well with fucking disgusting mint chocolate chip ice cream. Ugh. Lol overruled, more like bald overruled. Yep. Alex, right now.
All right, we got a couple different size clips though.
What do you think? I'm gonna give you a fucking fade, dog? What are you, crazy? I'm taking one for the team, boys. I mean, let's be real.
Maybe like a 1.